Hey, ladies and gents, welcome back to Midgame Life Crisis. I am your host. Inconsistency. With me is the man they call Werewolf. What's up, my brother?
Hey.
This is our podcast episode, episode 6, I think.
You are correct.
Yes. So, first of all, man, I want to talk to you about something that's been bothering me for a while now. And that's, it's the most important subject in the history of humankind. And that's your monthly BG3 progress of what's going on.
Yes. The game that everyone speaks of.
In your adventure that we've been following for almost 5 months now.
It pains me to update you that we are going to be following it forever.
You haven't gotten any progress done since the last time we talked, have you?
Actually, it's been a month, right? Last night I managed to play an hour and a half.
Holy shit! For a month? Since a month ago?
Yeah.
An hour and a half?
Yeah.
How did it feel after a month playing?
I was dead tired and was falling asleep through the entire time. But man. I was like, I wanna play! So I was forcing myself, even though it didn't turn out that well. I progressed a bit. Nothing interesting.
Still Act 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How close do you think you are to the end of the game?
Oh, I got a ways to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Even Act 3 is huge?
Look, Act 3 is where you start finalizing like the side stories of your companions.
Right.
So each story is a big chunk. You need to find stuff and make decisions about their family, about them, about their life story or whatever. And all of these things they have to wrap them up now, in a neat, nice bow.
Yeah.
And you have a few forked ways to choose how you want to do the ending of the game. So they let you, progress in each one of them to see what you want to do, whatever. And there's the entire Baldur's Gate to explore.
Oh man, the whole city.
It's not the whole city, but a part of the city. And the side it's crowded. So
yes.
Side stories and interesting stories there. Like, I won't go into spoilers, so I'll just say that you visit like this special thing there, and then you're looking for someone who is, been put apart into all over the city. Like, he's been chopped up.
You're looking for his body parts? Yeah. Sounds fantastic.
Macabre.
Yes. So, that game, I've never managed to go back to it since I played it last, like a year ago, I think, so.
You are missing so much.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if you're not gonna go back to it, I have cinematics I want to show you.
I know. I can't do this. I can't spoil it to myself. I promised to myself that I eventually will have to go back to it no matter what. I mean, it's a good game. There's no excuse for me to not play it. You know what I mean? It just feels so. My only excuse is that it feels so overwhelming. It's so huge. It's so ambitious and huge.
So good.
But it's a bit overwhelming, you understand what I'm telling you, right?
So good.
I know it is. I know. Obviously, it's so good. It won every award known to humankind, the human race.
I cannot wait to start my next playthrough and just tasting it again.
And trying something new.
Even the stuff that won't change, I want to re-experience.
No, but you want to try a new class, new race.
Yes.
New story.
New story, sure.
To my defense, I will say that I invested a lot of hours in restarting and trying new stuff just to see what happened.
You started like 10 times.
Yeah, I did. I played like a few hours every one of those playthroughs. One of them I did last like
a few hours. So that's like you got 30 hours just starting the game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, to my defense, I literally wanted to see the mechanics of the game because it fascinated me. Right. And it definitely was worth it, by the way. And it made me appreciate the amount of effort that went into this game. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Remember when I told you that it would be wonderful if there would be like a mod that lets you roll real dice?
A mod?
Yeah, like I said, if someone could develop a mod that just use a camera and then you can roll real dice and the results from that instead of the in-game rolls.
Like a physical roll.
If you would roll proper dice.
And sensors that can sense what...
you don't need a sensor.
Cameras.
You just need a camera. You just need one camera. It just needs to read the top result,
And then translate into the game.
Yeah. So when I suggested that, I haven't played the game yet. It's just that I knew the mechanic.
Yeah.
But now that I've been playing it for a while, that thing would make a huge difference. A huge difference. Yeah. Like in the immersion and making it more fun to play.
I mean, I feel like that's something so possible and easy to do.
Very.
I'm sure someone did it. If we look right now in YouTube and I'll actually literally search for that shit.
Is it moddable?
The game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They released mod support not too long ago, but they did release mod support.
So it's recent.
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, surely someone else thought about this idea. You couldn't be the only person in the world who thought about this idea.
Hey, I dished out the idea into the internet months ago.
This wasn't
when the game was released. So
it wasn't even on this channel, bro. I'm pretty sure it was on the other channel.
Doesn't matter. I can say it was my idea.
Yes. Anyways, yeah, so that's the monthly BG3 progress from Werewolf. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah. Use the timestamps, guys, if you want to skip the parts that don't interest you, like us babbling about Baldur's Gate 3 for like 5 months in a row. So what I want to talk to you about is a game that I'm personally very excited about. We'll see. The more I'm afraid there will be bad news about it, but from monetization and stuff like that, but maybe not. I'm hopeful. This game came into my radar because I've seen the legendary TotalBiscuit, John Bain, rest in peace.
It was his birthday not long ago.
Yeah, it was, right. How old would he have been? 40? Would he have been 40?
I cannot answer that without checking.
He died like 32, 33, something like that. 34, something like
tragic.
That. Extremely tragic. For those of you who don't know, TotalBiscuit, or John Bain, his real name, was probably one of the... I'd say in the PC space, probably the most successful PC gaming reviewer
in his time,
of his time.
Yeah.
When we're talking about, this has been almost
10 years,
almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man, to think about it. That guy inspired me in many ways. This podcast, I'd say, our channel, our content is very. I wouldn't say heavily inspired by him because obviously we're a very different vibe, but we, both of us, on a personal level, I can say were very inspired by this dude. Yeah, by his work ethic, by his moral sense, by his...
The Co-optional podcast was the first podcast I ever,
gaming podcast for sure, yeah.
Seriously followed. Any podcast.
Yeah. It wasn't in the time where every person and their mom opened a podcast back then. It was a bit less popular than it is today.
Yeah.
And that guy, go check his YouTube. It's still legendary to this time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of his most legendary videos and most successful ones is the one he did about a game named Space Marine, the 40k Warhammer universe games.
Yeah.
Extremely huge universe that has so many games created every year, like hundreds of games made in this license.
Some were interesting.
Some are good, most of them are bad, but every now and then a gem comes along, and this one definitely was one of the best games that ever came out of this genre.
I played Mordheim.
Sorry?
Mordheim is one of the games in the universe that were
successful. Yeah.
Released. I don't know if it's successful or not, but I played it. It was too punishing.
1 and 2, right?
It was so punishing.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, there's many good games that came out of this genre because there's so many of them made. So it makes sense. Statistically, there should be at least a few successful ones. But this one was unique because it took the fantasy of the Warhammer universe. Do you know the Warhammer universe?
Not intimately, but I know of it and most of the things. But I know of it.
Let's just say that if you love StarCraft and Warcraft and World of Warcraft, and you know all those franchises quite well, they are all extremely heavily inspired by Warhammer. And Warhammer was...
Maybe, but I was about to say, they are nothing close to the lore and depth of Warhammer universe.
No, they're not. Of course not, because Warhammer has been around for decades, many decades. And it's a huge universe.
Yes.
Extremely huge. They have a whole D&D set.
You mean role-playing game setting?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, role-playing game settings, yes. Which
they had an MMO. I played it.
A Warhammer?
They had an MMO.
I wouldn't be surprised.
In the times just when WoW got successful, World of Warcraft, and then like mushrooms and after the rain started popping up all the copycats. So you had that one of the first one was by Trion Games. I don't remember. All our friends played it, so I tried it also, but it wasn't great. And Warhammer was also something that people showed up with an MMO for Warhammer, and I tried it out with a few friends. It didn't keep me. Yeah. Because World of Warcraft was just so much better than everything.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I mean is a lot of the Space Marines and the Zerg,
They also have all the types of genres, you know? They have real-time strategy games, they have first-person shooter games, they have RPG games.
Yes. What I'm saying is the races of StarCraft seems extremely inspired by Warhammer.
Who would be the Protoss?
Well, basically in Warhammer you have the Royal Marines, right? You have like the Emperor's Marines or whatever. I'm not a Warhammer aficionado. Sorry, what?
It's still humans.
Yeah, it is humans, but you have all kind of sects of humans, right? You have like humans that are very like heavily modified, who worship a mechanicus god.
Yeah.
You have humans who are like purebred, who are like the huge marines. Like you have all kinds. It's such a huge world, and it has so much lore into it. I don't know 10% of it. Okay, even though I played some games from it, I read some fiction from it. It's still so big and so expensive that I can say that I compared to other people, I don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
So what I tell you is that game, Warhammer, that game, Space Marine, was amazing, fantastic. I can recommend it even today. I think it came out around 2011 or 12. I can't remember by heart.
What type of game is it?
It's a third-person shooter.
Third person.
Third person. You follow from the shoulder, from behind the shoulder of the main character.
With cover system?
I think so. I can't remember. I don't think there's a cover system. It's a very aggressive game. It encourages you to be extremely aggressive and charge at your enemy.
It's like levels?
Yes. Yeah. I played it many years ago.
It's like Spec Ops The Line?
Not exactly. It's not as heavily like the Spec Ops The Line is very like
the narrative is going with the gameplay. Like you progress the story while you play.
Yes.
So it's not like that?
It is like that, but what I mean is the vibe is very different from Spec Ops The Line.
So is it more like BioShock?
No, BioShock is first
okay,
person.
but if BioShock was third person?
No,
but BioShock has levels. You said it's not levels.
No, I think Spec Ops The Lines is actually a good. It's actually a good comparison. Yeah, it's something like that, relatively like that. Okay, but a lot more cinematic. I'd say it's more epic and cinematic. You find yourself fighting against what looks like hundreds of hordes of enemies coming at you. Back then, it was quite revolutionary. And
who made it?
Relic Entertainment, publisher Sega. That's crazy. Didn't know that.
Sega knows their shit.
Third-person shooter, you see? Action third-person shooter. That's exactly what it is. It looks good even in today's standards. A very old game.
Yeah.
Very fun. Pit you against hundreds of orcs, armed or heavily armed orcs, who yell obscenities at you as they charge at you. And
it's only Chaos Forces, or do you meet?
I can't remember, bro. Like I said, 2011. I played
the rats. You fight the rats?
I don't remember, bro. Okay. I just can't remember. All I remember is it being
Skaven.
All I remember is it being an extremely epic game. Very, very fun. Very cinematic. Very visceral. The violence is extremely visceral. And like you...
What, like Doom style?
No, yeah, even more than that. You like chop people up with like you have a chainsaw on your weapon. So that's something
on your suit.
And you see, Gears of War, like kind of also inspired heavily by this franchise. Many franchises.
I never played Gears of War, any of them.
Very good games, most of them. Really, the first ones the most. There's a new Gears of War, by the way, being developed. By the way,
are they console stuff or do they have PC?
Some of them came to PC, but most of them are console exclusive.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Space Marine 1 was a very successful game. As you can see, it has very good reviews on Steam. And TotalBiscuit made a video about it, playing it, and his style of reviewing a game, he called it first impressions, because he usually just plays it, usually something between...
First impressions? It wasn't a WTF?
Yeah, but he said even in his WTF, his what the fuck is, he never gives you a final review. It's like his first impressions of the game.
Yeah.
It's rarely that...
Because only games he liked and played properly, he would give you a full review.
Yeah, exactly. But his style was usually just playing a mission of a game, usually not a story critical mission, because he tried to avoid spoilers for the viewers. But he talked about the game while playing it. And that's his genius. He used to free flow his thoughts to a microphone in perfect, eloquent English while playing the game. The gameplay wasn't always the highest level, but still impressive that he's able to do both things in a seamless way. It was almost not edited. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. He checked the options and give you his thoughts while he thinks them.
And it's hardly edited. It's like he just free flows. Yeah, that's his genius basically. Very few people can do that in such a high level. Even to this day, I can't think about a channel that does that like him to that level.
He also had critical journalism.
Oh, very critical.
He was
a staunch defender of the user rights of the PC user specifically because of all the kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was a PC master race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing that
he was very honest. He was very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Straight arrow.
He'd tell you if something was sponsored or not. He was a very big advocate of that before it was even a thing, you know?
Yeah.
He would say, if someone gave you a code, paid you to talk about his product, you're supposed to say that, you know? Because people wouldn't at the time.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. He was just a good example of how to do it right.
Yeah.
And then tragically he died from cancer, survived that shit for like 5 years, and then he took him away. But this happened much before, This happened much before that. This video of, you should watch it by the way, this Space Marine video. Everyone who's listening to this, if you even have a tiny little bit respect to our opinions, you should check this, not only this game, but the video by TotalBiscuit. It will just make your day better automatically because it's so fun. He's so joyous in that video. It's like you can see the guy. It's like a person falling in love in a game in real time.
He loved this franchise. He loved this world.
And this game is probably his favorite game from this franchise because he just watched that video. It's rare to see him so over the top, full with joy and pure, unbridled joy at the game of him just rushing through with his marine and crushing people. And
games that make you feel 14 again when you're playing and you have no worry in the world except playing for the game you love for 8 hours.
Talking about it right now even makes me want to go and watch it again. It's so good. So yeah, that game, I played it because of that video. I immediately bought it when I saw that video and it was as good as advertised. I enjoyed every minute with it. And for so many years later, we finally hear that Warhammer 2 is coming out later this year.
Is it going to be Relic again?
Yeah, same company. It's coming up later this year. Apparently.
You sure it's gonna be them?
Last time I checked, yeah, I think so. If it's not them, that's very... No, it's not them. Holy shit. Them. Saber Interactive. But maybe it's like...
what they make? SnowRunner? Heading Out? Do you know any of this game?
No, I don't.
Teardown? Insurgency.
I did try this game out.
Yeah, Insurgency is, we know of.
This one isn't amazing. Oh, it's actually getting pretty good. Actually, it's getting pretty good reviews. The games are getting pretty good reviews.
Yeah. And they were third person shooters.
But that's unfortunate that it's not the same company. That's a very good point that you just made. I was sure it is the same company, bro. That's very unfortunate.
That doesn't mean it's going to be a bad game.
No, of course not. And from what I've seen from the gameplay trailers, it looks great, to be honest. It looks like it manages to...
Oh, also published by THQ.
Well, it's THQ, not THQ Nordic, though. So I don't know if...
Isn't that the same?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Okay, you were right. It's not... This is the guys... Relic are the guys who made the Homeworld games.
Yeah.
So it's not the same guy. It's
Which also a long-standing franchise on its own.
Yeah, it is. So this company is called Saber Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's a different company than Relic Entertainment, obviously. So, I don't know. We'll see. The gameplay looks great. The gameplay looks really, really good. It looks like it manages to keep the same vibes of the first game. It seems very, very violent, very visceral, and like very epic. And the voice acting is really
good. Fast-paced action? Like
yeah, very fast-paced, yeah. It's fast-paced and heavy, yeah. It's like this extremely heavy action scenes where you call down unparalleled firepower on hordes of enemies coming at you.
Is it challenging?
Depending on the difficulty, I imagine. I can't remember the first
Is it a checkpoint system?
I can't remember. I think it is, but I can't remember. 2011, most of the games back then had normal saves, not check systems like it is today. Anyways, yeah.
What do you mean like it is? Some games today have save. It depends on the game.
I'm saying some games. Like let's talk about. I'm talking about. Let's transition. There's two games that I'm playing right now. Two of them are open world games. One is first person shooter, and the other is a third person, not shooter but
action.
Action. Yeah. One is Ghost of Tsushima, and one is the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I think, or something like that. Very different games, but both of them open world with stuff that you need to do on the map, right? Icons that you gotta go and do. Those two games are very different, all right? Open world games, but they're very different in their approach to the game. In Ghost of Tsushima, you can actually save manually whenever you want upon a quick save, automatic quick save, and automatic save system. That's how it's ideal, in my opinion. That's how it should be, right? You have like the automatic saves that happen in critical moments, and you have your manual saves that you can do. That's how it should be, in my opinion, in every game.
I agree.
Or in most games. You know what? I won't say every game. So in Ghost of Tsushima, that's how it is. In Avatar, you have zero control over the save system. It decides when it saves.
I hate that.
I hate it as well. You can't save at any moment. Nothing.
So stupid.
You don't even have a reload checkpoint. Nothing.
What?
Yes, you need to like quit to main menu.
Why are always these games that are for movies so crap? I don't understand.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna push back on. The game is not crap at all.
There were gems in the past. Okay, like GoldenEye and Mad Max. Some movies had games that were published with them that were actually good.
Yeah.
But historically,
Agreed.
Most of them are big, steaming piles of shit.
I agree with you. A lot of them are steaming piles of shit, but every now and then there's a good game coming out of it. And the Avatar
One of the first ones that were successful, by the way, Mission Impossible in 1984, was it? I don't know, 5? It had for the old computers. We're talking DOS going.
I've never played it.
Wow,
That's
an
way
amazing game.
too old of a game to call it successful in today's terms.
It was an amazing game. Amazing game. If I show it to you, you might not even know that it was called Mission Impossible, but if you were a gamer at the time, most chances are you played it.
Anyways, where was I?
Avatar. You're talking about Avatar and the fact that you have no control over the saves. Nothing. No reload.
Yes, nothing. You have no control over your fucking saves. You need to exit to the main menu and continue.
What the
It's so stupid, bro. And I don't know why they do that. And it's so bad that even when you like, you know, you have, it's basically the game is basically, have you played any of the Far Cry games?
Yes.
Okay, it's Far Cry in Avatar world. That's the game, okay? The world itself is absolutely gorgeous. It's really well realized. Like they took little, if you like the movies, even if you like them a little bit, then you will very much get immersed by the world because the sounds and the graphics and the physics and everything, the effects, it's top notch, like the best there is. Like there's a amazing use of ray tracing, very advanced ray tracing technology. There's fantastic shadow effects and like fog effects and really amazing. So when it comes, and it's a very just like the Avatar movie, it's a very colorful world. So especially at night, and I have an HDR monitor, capable monitor. So like, I'll show you later after this podcast. It looks eye-meltingly good. It's that good. It really is that good. It makes your eyes orgasm.
It's open world?
Yes.
So you can go to all the environments?
Yeah.
Underwater, overwater, mountains?
Yes. It's actually quite surprising on how open it is. The climbing mechanics are some of the best I've ever seen. You can climb on pretty much anything. You're extremely...
This is very loyal to the movies.
Yeah, you're very agile. You feel like a fucking Navi.
You're playing a Navi?
Yes, you are. You're playing a Navi. You feel very agile. You feel like very like being part of nature is like a huge team of the movies, and it's a huge team here in the game as well because you
also have to sexually bond with stuff to
yes
get
you sexually bond with random stuff all the time. You sexually bond to plants. You sexually bond to animals. You sexually bond to everything that moves, baby. Yeah. Basically, but it's okay. It's done very, you know, like in the movies, very tactfully.
It's a PG all.
Yeah. The avatars themselves are very, what's the word?
Naked?
No, it's hard to tell. Some of them, it's hard to tell if they're female or male.
Oh.
They're very, there's a word for it, androgynous, I think. I can't remember, bro. Anyways, I'm too high for this shit. Anyways, it looks great, okay? And where it falters, where it falls, is the writing. The writing is terrible. The quests are terrible. The cutscenes are terrible. It's basically the gameplay itself and the world itself is where the selling point is. What does the heavy lifting for the game? So I'm really invested.
So it's a walking sim from Vista to
No,
Vista.
it's definitely not a walking sim. Calling it a walking sim is
Okay,
bullshit.
a climbing sim.
No, you can do pretty much. You can fly, you can climb, you can dive, you can fight. Obviously, you can fight with the humans' weapons. You can fight with the Navi weapons. You can do a lot of shit in the game. It's very. I'm playing on medium right now, so it's too easy right now. I might actually crank up the difficulty and see what happens. But it feels very. I don't know why. I can't explain it. The game, it's from one aspect, is very simple and almost primitive in its writing and quest design. It's almost like I said, a pretty typical Far Cry game, only even worse written.
But Far Cry was made by a company that harbors sexual predators and is basically the most morally bankrupt company there is.
So was this? This is a Ubisoft game. Only it's not the.
Oh, Ubisoft made this?
Yeah, but
So nothing you are saying is surprising.
It's the publisher. It's the game itself is like a massive entertainment. So it's a different company.
Far Cry was developed by Ubisoft?
Yes, Ubisoft. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft themselves developed Far Cry.
I think so too, but I wanted to be sure.
I can check. Just don't blame me later when I speak away from the microphone because I'm checking so many stuff because of all your questions.
You're a monkey.
I'm a monkey all this time because of you. That's all I'm saying.
Developer, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. No, that's developer Crytek. Developers.
Only in 2004. Everything else is Ubisoft.
Yeah. So yeah, the Far Cry 3, which is the most successful one and the most known one, was made by Ubisoft. Developers Ubisoft Montreal. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like a good Far Cry when it comes to the story and the characters. It's like a very bad Far Cry because you can't remember any of the characters. They're all generic as fuck. This might
I played one Far Cry and I remember no name.
Yeah, but it's worse here because all of them are like blue creatures that you can't recognize. I mean it. The faces are so generic. Everyone looks the same and sound the same. So
Are we talking about Andromeda?
I guess it sounds the same like that because when it comes to
That's what broke me in the game.
the characters in the game are extremely bland and generic. But the world itself and
even the NPCs that are with you, the main NPCs.
yes, everything feels generic.
So
yes.
it's Andromeda all over again.
Yeah, but I don't know because the gameplay itself is quite addicting. I'm enjoying the game.
Andromeda, the gameplay wasn't that bad, but when every time you go into a chat, when you talk to a character in an RPG game, this happens fucking a lot, and they're all the same, and the facial animations are like you're like, what? Someone in kindergarten made this?
No, it's not like that because there are no problems with the facial animation like there was in Andromeda.
There weren't really problems. They just weren't selling it.
No, that's not true. In Andromeda, there was literally memes about how weird the faces
it was
look.
so bad.
So that's not the issue. The fucking Avatar game is very technically competent game. It doesn't have many bugs. It runs very well. And it's very scalable. You can reduce everything to the minimum and see what it does in real time, the effects to the graphics. Doesn't require you to restart it to do it. It's a very, very capable game. That's what I'm telling you. It's like a mixed review on this game because on one point I'm not enjoying the dialogue and the fucking characters. But on another part, I'm really enjoying the world, the lore, all the animals.
The immersion.
Yes, it's an extremely immersive game. Extremely.
All right.
When you play it at night, you put the headphones on, you close all the lights. You're sitting in the dark in front of a big screen, right, with your headphones on, and you blast it on full volume, and you feel like you're in Pandora, bro. You hear all the animals and all the birds and different voices of the jungle around you, and a waterfall somewhere in and you hear someone. Like one of the fucking blue people,
Navi.
playing the fucking flute in the background. It's very harmonic, it's very beautiful, and you get swept into it until a character talks, and then it takes you out of it. But it's a beautiful game, and you also have like a bunch of animals that you can interact with. You can bond with them.
You are going to hit the microphone with your hand.
you can fly on the flying dragon thingy.
Tuluk Maktu.
whatever the fuck they call them. You can fly in them. It's a very cool open world game that I can only recommend it on a deep sale.
Crafting?
Sorry?
Crafting?
Yes, there's crafting in it, but the crafting in this game feels very natural to the world of the
No,
Navi.
but that's what I mean. So you have to hunt and
Exactly.
mine
Yes.
and
But
get the right tree sap.
it feels exactly correct to the world of the Navi because they're so connected to the nature.
Okay, so when you hunt, you apologize to them later.
Yes, exactly. That joke, for sure. You say, oh, thank you for your beauty and your majesty, and then you fucking butcher them.
Yeah, exactly.
and you take what you need, baby, because you need to get that new one.
No, you take everything.
Yeah, so there is like
They waste nothing.
There is like clean kill, and sorry, there is
I
like
told you! I fucking called it! You run me!
like coughing my lungs here. There is like clean kill. You know, if you get a one shot to the heart, you get a clean kill, and you get better.
Just like Red Dead Redemption, where you
yes.
have to get the perfect fur.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very cool game. I'm still enjoying it very much.
Do the flying dragon balls shrink in the cold?
Yeah. Yes. You have like not vegetables. You have like come on, environmental like
Oh, so you mean the flowers that change shape when you
there's
touch them?
Yes, there's many flowers that are dangerous to you. That if you get too close to them, they release gas. That if you touch them, they explode.
Spores.
The game, the environment feels very alive, and there's also like the way you play it. It gives you incentives to learn about the world. I've never played a game that I was so disinterested from the main narrative or main story. I couldn't give a shit about what's happening.
You just want to live your Navi life.
Yeah, I just wanna explore the world. You know what I mean?
Do what's good for your tribe.
Which is a very big compliment, because
Yeah.
I feel like if they get better,
Usually it's the opposite.
yeah, exactly. I feel like if they got the gameplay right, all they gotta do is get the writing better and the character better. You know, they need to get better writers, because these guys are the same company that are doing the next Star Wars game by Ubisoft, basically, that will be published by Ubisoft.
Couldn't care less. I'm not touching anything Ubisoft publishes.
Anyway,
Or makes.
it's a mixed bag. I do recommend this game on a discount. And if you, just like the movies, a lot of people go to the movies, do those movies, they don't give a shit about the characters or about the story. They just wanna experience the world of Pandora. If you're one of those people, and there's plenty of those people, seeing how popular those movies are, then you will enjoy this game. You will just have to turn off your brain every time a character talks. That's it. And then you will very much enjoy this game. Guaranteed. That's it.
I don't know. It's a very intense game breaker for me when the facial, not the animations, but the way the faces and people look in the game are too generic, and you just notice that it's the same person over and over.
I think you're a guy who enjoys the more heavily story narrative games.
Yeah.
That's fair. By the way, so am I. But I can enjoy sometimes other aspects of a game. And this is not a game that I would recommend to you specifically to play, just because what you mentioned. But I know for a fact that some of the people who might be listening to this might actually enjoy more the gameplay than and not put so much emphasis on the story. And for those people, I would say, this game would be fun.
I don't know. I might check it out, because the thing is I don't have time to check out stuff. But
listen,
like if I think of what do you call No Man's Sky, for example, because I played it when it came out, okay, and that thing had zero story. There was like no story.
Yeah,
just enjoy the gameplay. So I can enjoy just lush worlds and cool graphics and a world that immerses you just in playing the world.
This game will definitely do that, but I will say this: it's a very, very heavily, it's a game that requires a heavy system. It's not an easy. It's very scalable. You can reduce the graphics considerably, but I would say that it's a game that's so beautiful and that relies so heavily on the aesthetics of the world. Like in the night, everything is glowing. All the plants are glowing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. At day, you can see the sun washing over a river or a fucking whatever. It's a beautiful world, but you need a good beastie computer to get a lot out of it. You know what I mean? At least a good GPU, at least, and it will take it to the maximum. It will take it to the max. Anyways, that's that one. Ghost of Tsushima, I'm gonna only talk about it more lightly because
It's
I
like a
feel
Souls-like.
no, it's not everything. It's definitely not a Souls-like. Anyone who says that Ghost of Tsushima is a Souls-like has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. It's not true.
All right.
There's no like bonfire mechanic. There's no like dying and then going back to grab your souls or whatever your currency. There's none of that. You can save whenever. Souls-like games don't give you the ability to save whenever. You have to save only in the bonfire.
I see.
And there's no elaborate boss fights. Yeah, there are boss fights, but they're not like extremely elaborate with 15 phases. It's not a Souls-like. And it's not difficult as a Souls-like. You can adjust the difficulty to whatever you want. You can play it on story mode. Souls-like are notorious for not having difficulty modes because they're just difficult.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, it's not a Souls-like. But it is a very good game, open world game as well. This one I would recommend for you because it is both have a very good gameplay and very good story. Really also based on history and the Mongol
samurai, right?
the Mongol invasion to Japan. Basically, really, it rides the line of having a balance between the ridiculous bullshit of the Japanese mythology of like the ultimate samurai and ninja warrior or whatever, and the Ronin whatever, and like being relatively historically accurate with how people act and how you see people do their everyday jobs in the village.
What? Mongols really invaded Japan?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
What do you mean? The Mongols almost controlled
I'm not saying they weren't
half of the world pretty much.
Sure, Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, their entire advantage was they were very good horse riders. They came from the plains of...
Yeah.
Japan is an island. They have to invade it with ships.
Oh, but they were very good with ships as well. And that's how they conquered other continents. And they also...
They conquered Europe. It is connected. All they had to do was ride west.
from Europe to Japan, you mean?
No, the Mongols.
From Europe to Japan?
Mongols conquered Europe, but they did it through the land, not through the sea.
From what I understand from the history, they did invade Japan at some point. Yeah, they did. During the shogunate era. I don't know enough about the history to go in depth into it, but I can tell you that it's another game where you can, like you did with, the game we talked about today.
What?
The medieval game.
Kingdom
Come. You told me that you like to go to Wikipedia and check, fact check. You can do a lot of that in this game as well. Not to that degree. It's not as historical accurate as Kingdom Come, but it is quite historical accurate to the point where you can even play it in Japanese, completely in Japanese. And even you can have it in Kurosawa mode. You know Kurosawa, the Japanese director who made a lot of the greatest old samurai movies in black and white.
Really?
Yeah, he won like a bunch of Oscars for it. You can have a Kurosawa mode, which means it goes black and white. And you can put Japanese, all the talking is in Japanese, and just be completely immersed, feel like it's...
You mean Japanese but have subtitles?
Yeah, of course.
I might actually consider that.
It's pretty awesome, to be honest. The only reason I stopped using it...
that language
beautiful
fits so well with the samurai thing, It's like when they get mad, it's like...
Bro, if you watch the movie, or if you read the book or watch the movie from the 70s or 80s and watch the show from this past year, Shogun, based on the book.
I didn't see the show, but I watched the movie, for example, Shadow of the Shogun, and that was an amazing movie.
So you should watch the show, the miniseries Shogun. It's really, really well made. It's very book accurate, and that if you watch that show, that'll make you really appreciate the game because it's the same era. Obviously, it's not about the Mongols. It's about the Spanish, Spaniards and the Western world coming into Japan,
and regretting it.
Yeah, so very much so, but it has a lot of the same elements of it. The philosophy of the Japanese people, how they live their life, they're honor bound.
Yeah.
They live by the sword, they die by the sword. Yeah, they have the code. You have the Ronin, those without master. It touches all that stuff in the game. It does it really, really well. Even in the English, if you play it in the English version, the voice acting is very, very good. The only reason I would say playing it in the English version over the Japanese is because when you can understand what people in the background are saying, because there's no subtitles for people in the background, which is very disappointed because otherwise I played in Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game makes you feel like a badass this badass ultimate fucking Ronin warrior, or not Ronin, like a samurai warrior, or even a ninja. It does it so well, bro. It's such a good game. This game is good.
The
on
fighting
all
mechanics is like Arkham, like.
a little bit like that, yeah. It's a huge emphasis on swords and bows.
Parry is before the fact, or when you're
Parry is
supposed
a
to?
huge mechanic in the game.
No, but the Q is it when you're supposed to take the damage or before?
It's no, you need to stop the damage happening. Yeah, you need to stop it. You need to stop it last second before
Okay.
it hits you.
Okay.
There's a timing aspect to it for sure.
Of course, because those are two types of timing that are very different.
Yeah, exactly. And it even has a little, very, very, very slight elements of RPG in it, where you have sometimes choices of dialogue. Very, again, it's only two or three choices every now and then. And you have
levels.
you have a
trees.
skill tree. Yes, you have skill tree. You have crafting,
Yeah.
of course. You have all the open world shenanigans. But it does this in a very elegant way. Like, it moves you to the next quest that you choose with wind. The wind flows to the way you should run. It's not like a GUI, like a graphical user interface that shows you an arrow where you need to go. You know, it tries to keep everything very environment.
Mystical and immersive.
Yes, exactly, immersive. Both of those games are very immersive. Both of those games that I'm talking about are very immersive. The difference is that the Ghost of Tsushima one it actually has a good story and good characters.
Right, actually, you're selling it very well. I'm
Yeah,
interested.
yeah.
Did you play it with the keyboard?
No, both of those games I play with my controller. Yeah.
I wonder how they are with keyboard.
I'd say the Ghost of Tsushima is perfect for a controller. Perfectly made for controller. And the Avatar you can easily play with.
I hate playing with controller.
I know.
I'm gonna play it with a keyboard, and that's why I'm wondering how it will be.
Did you ever give it a chance though? A fair shake, like playing with a controller? Did you ever give it a fair
I
shake?
have a Switch. I just hate it.
It's not the same. It's not
Whoa,
like this. Is it? It's not like an Xbox controller, is it?
It's very similar, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, very
Okay.
similar. I played on the Switch the Zelda game,
Yeah.
the first one, not the recent one. And the game is nice and it's open world and the things I like, but I just can't get used to the controller mechanics. I hate it.
Yeah, it's a shame because controller made me enjoy some games a lot more, to be honest.
I get it.
Every game that I can get away with playing controller, I play with controller, bro. Other than competitive games, obviously I play that with keyboard and mouse. And some games I still, first person shooters usually I play with keyboard and mouse. Avatar is like an exception. You can play that game with keyboard and mouse very easily, but there's some elements where you like go and pick up different like plants, and those plants require, which by the way is a unique mechanic that I haven't seen in other games, to their credit, where you need to adjust the angle of the
joystick.
Of the joystick. If like it simulates your hand. And the way you move your left stick is the way your hand moves, and you need to find the right angle to pull the plant. Otherwise, you ruin it. You know, if you pull it in the wrong angle, you ruin it.
Why don't they use a knife?
Sorry?
Why don't they cut it?
Because this is like how the Navi do it. They do it with their hands. They do it very like you have to do. That's like part of being part of the nature. You know, you have to do it very to be connected with nature. I guess that's their excuse of doing it like that. I guess. It's a cool mechanic. I like it, to be honest.
It's bullcrap. You use weapons to kill the animals. Why don't you stick your hand there on the throat and pull out the heart? The natural way.
To be fair, you don't see an animation of a knife. I don't even see me having a knife in this game. Yeah, I guess I do it with my hands when I kill the animals. You kill them with a bow, and then to take their organs and stuff like that. For some reason, you see an animation of your hands. And then you have magically you have those. It's not like in Red Dead Redemption when you literally see him skin the animal. Anyways, yeah. So that's that about. I think we can move on to a different subject. I can recommend both of those games, but if it comes to choosing between them, definitely Ghost of Tsushima is the much better game.
Who published?
Ghost of Tsushima is a Sony published game.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So if you're not one of those 180 countries that are banned from playing the game because you don't have a PlayStation account, you can play the game and enjoy it.
Are we one of the countries that are banned?
No, fortunately we are not. And that one we're not banned.
So is it a port or was it also?
Yeah, it's a port from I think from PS5 or I think I can't remember.
Pretty recent.
No, the game came out about 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty recent.
if you say so. Yeah. Anything else you wanna talk about?
Well, what happened in Apex Legends?
EA. That's what happened, bro. EA
happened?
EA happened, bro.
Your poor BioWare, man.
They're so fucked. That game is so fucked, bro. I like the new BioWare game is gonna be so bad, bro.
I feel for them. I really like that company.
Yeah. Anyways, Apex Legends. Apex Legends, as you know, is an extremely successful live service.
We played it for a while.
Battle Royale. Yeah, we played it for a while. Yeah, we did.
And it was innovative with its ping system.
It was a good game.
No one did it properly before.
It was a good game. Yeah, before it started becoming a bit too, whatever it is today. Yeah, exactly. So you used to be able to, just by playing the game a lot, but by playing it, you could use to get enough credits to buy a battle pass back in the day.
Okay.
And the game itself, I remember, it felt relatively rewarding while playing it, where you get, you get the cosmetics without having to pay money. You could, of course, pay money to get the better stuff, but the game felt rewarding enough even in the freemium version. And then...
Oh, but they kept adding new characters and...
Yeah, they kept adding... It's a live service game. They kept adding stuff to it. So the game was enjoying quite a lot of success for quite a while. Yeah, it had its issues and patchy areas here and there with cheaters and stuff like that. But mostly it was a very positively accepted game. And recently, EA, in their infinite wisdom, decided to put some new changes to the battle pass and the whole prices of the battle pass, and basically increase basically you get less for more money, as usual. Yeah. So you pay more money to get the same shit you used to get before, only worse. That's what's happening with the battle pass, and that's why you have 30,000 negative reviews in the Steam reviews right now from the past few days. They're review bombing them right now, and rightfully so. You can't get the battle pass free anymore. There's no way to get it free anymore. So you have to pay for it now. And they divided it into 2 parts for whatever reason. You need to pay twice for the same battle pass. I don't know, bro. I don't even care to look more deep into it because it's so fucking...
They're the ones that make FIFA, right?
Yeah, they make all the sport games that everyone hates but keeps buying.
That's the cash.
Those games make them millions.
That's what I mean. Can't they just focus to leaving these live services that make them so much money and let the other good games just run properly?
No, they can make more money. They need the green arrow to go up.
Come on, they make decent single player games.
Yeah, they make a lot of when they let their companies do their jobs.
Yeah,
like Respawn Entertainment.
Can't they stop?
No, bro, there's money to be made. What the fuck are you talking about? Do I need to fire you again?
The Star Wars single-player games they made were decent.
Yes, they were, except from optimization. The second Star Wars...
I said decent, not good.
Jedi Survivor, I couldn't play it more than a minute or 2 before I just uninstalled it and refunded because it's so poorly run. It ran so poorly on my system, bro. And they haven't fixed it to this day. They haven't fixed it.
Wow.
Yes, wow is correct. That game is... one of the worst fucking PC games, optimized PC games I've ever seen, which is a shame because the game itself looks awesome. I want to play it.
The second one, right?
Yes, the first one I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it also had its share of problems when it comes to performance, but nothing even close to this one.
Yeah.
Not even close, especially if you're trying to play with ray tracing, like I am trying to.
Yeah.
Forget about it, buddy. It's going to be a fucking slideshow. It's terrible. Fucking terrible. Fuck EA.
Sludge.
And they have no incentive to fix it because they already made their money on it. So why the fuck should they fix it? Fuck us, right?
Classic EA.
Yes, that's what I mean. And you can blame Respawn as well. You can say it's their responsibility, but I think it's probably EA telling them, no. Why are you wasting more of our money on fixing the patch? We already made our money on this game. We need you to work on the new season of Apex Legends and make us a new battle pass that is more expensive and gives less.
Yes.
I fucking hate this company.
Swiss Sal.
Anything else, bro?
No, I don't know. Valve. This company makes so much money. They are so fucking rich. What are they doing with all this money?
Because they have only like 300 employees overall, with only 100 of them working on actual Steam.
Because why do you need so many people working on Steam? It's already a polished working product.
Yeah, but you have it's one of the most successful companies, corporations even in the world.
Of course.
And they have like
30% cut from sales. Come on. You know how many games they sell? This is exactly like the story of Amazon and all the other marketplaces. Why are they so rich? Because they don't produce anything. They just take money from other people producing and selling it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that's what's unique about Valve is that unlike Amazon, which have thousands of employees all over the world, Valve has like 300 workers, only 100 of them work on the actual Steam, and the actual application.
Because they don't have to ship anything physical. This is a huge difference.
I'm saying that still, it's crazy to me that such a hugely successful company that has its hands in so much of the gaming industry is so small. It's such a small...
And that's why I said they're so rich.
They must be, the employees there must be obscenely rich, like the NVIDIA employees also. From what I know all the NVIDIA, at least the senior employees, are all multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That company is, it's one of the craziest, richest company in the world right now.
Their stock skyrocketed.
Yeah, ever since they invested in AI, basically.
So anyone that invested in them early,
they're SKYNET.
A lot of money.
They're basically SKYNET. They're working, they're actively working on creating SKYNET.
They are Miles Dyson.
They are. Like the CEO of NVIDIA, he is like now the closest.
Miles Dyson.
Yeah, he's the closest thing to that. Basically, he's like a guy who's actively working on technology that's going to destroy all of us. But until he does, I will buy his fucking overpriced GPUs and play the games with ray tracing on because I like it, and path tracing as well.
Yes, we do.
All right, guys, I think that's all we got for you these days. Today. I think this is all we got for you today. But yeah, Midgame Life Crisis. I am Inconsistency.
I'm Werewolf.
See you guys later.